and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. A bill in the city of Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, has passed its first reading in the parliament. The bill creates a new system of organization and exercise of local self-government and executive authority in Kyiv. In particular, it is proposed to restore the district councils in Kyiv City as the representative bodies of Kyiv residents. It is also proposed to divide the powers and the positions of the Kyiv City Mayor and the chairman of the Kyiv City State Administration. To talk more about this, we're joined in the studio today by Stanislav Kutsenko. He's the head of the Kyiv Territory's Justice Department. Hello, and thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So, as it says in the explanatory note to the bill, it creates a new system of organization and exercise of local self-government and executive authority in Kiev. Explain.
Yes, it's quite right, and actually we are going to have huge amendments to the law on capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, and actually we're going to have three key figures in Kyiv. It's head of Kyiv City Council, he becomes the head of Kyiv Magistrate, and head of Kyiv City State Administration.
And so, the mayor?
Mayor is the head of Kyiv City Council.
Okay, but you said three key figures. Who's the third?
Yes, it's head of Kyiv City Council, head of Kyiv Magistrate, it's the same person, and head of Kyiv City State Administration. So in this way, hopefully we're going to solve the issue on special status of capital of Ukraine, because in this way, as I understand for myself, we're going to have like elected person in Kyiv who are going to be a mayor, head of Kyiv City Council, and he is appointed as head of Kyiv Magistrate, the head of executive body here in Kyiv. And also it will be a separate person, head of Kyiv City State Administration, who is appointed by Office of President and is conducting the will of central governing bodies, let's say.
Okay. If that happens, how is the power and the responsibility going to be divided within those people?
So actually, Kyiv City Council is going to be like legislative body here in Kyiv, because it's not going to issue laws, because it's a competency of Verkhovna Rada, Parliament of Ukraine, but local regulation will be under Kyiv City Council, and Kyiv Magistrate going to fulfill the will of Kyiv City Council. And Kyiv City Council is elected by Kyivites, like community of Kyiv, and actually is controlled by community. And the head of Kyiv City State Administration is going to control laws and keeping constitution here in Kyiv, and he or she is going to have a right to dismiss regulations of Kyiv City Council. It's the most sensitive moment, because it is a formulation that it can be done in interests of community, and interests, they are not fully described in any law. So we need to have here more details in order for head of Kyiv City State Administration not to dismiss a lot of regulations of Kyiv City Council.
Okay. I mean, the bill has just passed the first reading, and I know it's too early to talk about that. However, in order to implement all those changes that you just talked about, what kind of preparatory works need to be done in Kyiv to implement the law once it's passed?
So actually, after law, elections should go. They are appointed now for 8th of December, but actually you absolutely right that it is only first reading. We need to have second reading, and we need a signature of president under this law. And after this, it is proposed to conduct elections to Kyiv City Council. It is also proposed to reduce amount of deputies from 120 to 80 in Kyiv City Council. But actually on next, not extraordinary elections, members of Kyiv district councils are going to be elected. Because according to this new law, we are having back district councils, and 20 members of district council should be elected also.
Okay, there are going to be district councils representing Kyiv citizens. In what questions, in which issues could Kyiv residents come to the district councils to resolve?
Actually, it is also should be resolved by this law or some instructions, because, for example, now all issues on land, on architecture, on small buildings and other stuff, they are decided by Kyiv City Council and Kyiv City Administration. So city councils didn't have a lot of rights, and now it should be regulation with which such questions as issues on land in district, also issues on territory, how it should be organized, for example, where should be shops, kiosks and other things in districts should be decided by district council. And actually the principle of election will be different to city council and district council. Because to city council it is proposed to elect like on open elections on proportional system, when parties are elected and lists are opened.
Okay.
And in districts, it is proposed to have majority elections where people can elect individual person. And actually, the next question that can be arose that how members of district councils will be controlled.
Exactly.
So actually, I think that we need to have, it is called like imperial mandate, when people can dismiss, get back a member of district council. For example, it is if he or she is not effective, people should have
procedure?
Right. Excuse me?
What's the procedure going to be like of achieving that?
I think that, for example, it should be according to some polls of people that should be representative. When, for example, people are not satisfied with member of city of district council, new elections should be appointed.
Let's say for me, as a citizen of Kyiv, what's going to change for the better or maybe for the worse once the law is voted for and implemented?
Hopefully, after district councils are going to work, we are going to have power more close to us, because it will be easier for us as citizens of Kyiv to control what is going on in district. Because now we have the head of administration that is appointed by president, and actually we don't participate in election of anyone in district. So it means that we are not really participating in making decision. Because the lowest level after district council should be organizations of self-organization of people.
Right.
There are bodies that unite micro districts in issues of solving their problems. And hopefully it works sooner or later. Because, for example, also it is the proposal to have like governing companies in houses, and it will be the lowest level for people to participate in making decisions. Because like 100 people or 50 people can gather to decide what is going to be with their building and territory near to building. Now we try to, like citizens, to participate in this, but for example, we never know how monies are spent, for example, when we pay for territory near to building. So hopefully this reform helps for us to really participate in making decisions in our very small yard and district.
We're all looking forward for that. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
That was Stanislav Kutsenko. He is the head of the Kyiv Territory's Justice Department. Thank you so much for watching UATV. Stay tuned for the rest.